Are you a pervert or something? Okay. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
Hold on one sec. I just
National Pornographic says it.
I'm sorry, Ken. You cut out there. They have a 15 what?
The whales have a 15-foot penis. I didn't cut out. You heard me. Google it yourself. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
I'm sorry, Ken. You cut out there. They have a 15 what?
Are you a pervert or something? Okay. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
Hold on one sec. I just
National Pornographic says it.
I'm sorry, Ken. You cut out there. They have a 15 what?
The whales have a 15-foot penis. I didn't cut out. You heard me. Google it yourself. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
I'm sorry, Ken. You cut out there. They have a 15 what?
Are you a pervert or something? Okay. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
Hold on one sec. I just
National Pornographic says it.
I'm sorry, Ken. You cut out there. They have a 15 what?
The whales have a 15-foot penis. I didn't cut out. You heard me. Google it yourself. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
I'm sorry, Ken. You cut out there. They have a 15 what?
Are you a pervert or something? Okay. The whales have a 15-foot penis.
What's up, heathens? Hey, yeah, what the fuck? This is not my intro. Hi, I'm Bro Cephas. I'm here to bring the word of the Lord to you, especially these two girls that we're going to be talking to tonight, because they have these weird ideas about biblical womanhood, and I just, as a good Christian person, have to set them fucking straight. So, first off, though, I want to say, hi, David. How you doing? Tonight we're going to be going over biblical womanhood as it is defined in the Bible. And Godless Engineer thought the best way to do that is to have me up here. Of course, I'm all protected, which, fuck, I can't see shit. Now, listen, the only reason why I'm taking this shit off right now is because we are in a safe environment. We all kind of live together. I rent out their son's room whenever he's not here. And, yeah, that's the only reason why I can take off my mask. Y'all need to wear your masks. I already had one video taken down this week because somebody thought I was saying, hey, don't wear a mask. But nope, I'm saying wear a mask. But anyways, so we're going to be talking to Girl Defined because they are dipshits and they don't know their Bible, apparently. So we are going to set them straight. I'm running the entire show, so buckle up, pucker your butt holes. And we're going to get this bitch started. If I can, hold on 1 second. Let me figure this shit out real quick.
I made noise because I thought that you were going to be doing the intro.
God damn it. 1 Timothy something or another.
I'm so sorry. Why is this even this low? What's happening?
What?
Nothing.
Roll the intro. God damn it. You heard KC in the wings there during the intro.
So, we're not supposed to talk during the intro?
Well, this is a new setup, so GE hadn't actually tested this shit, so nope, he fucked up. It's not your fault.
I'm so sorry I was talking during the intro.
Yeah. A few little things there. GE wanted me to make sure I got this in here. If you want masks, we got them. Now, normally they're not see-through. Right now they look like you can go all Invisible Man with it, but you really can't. So don't be thinking that this is like the invisible cloak of Harry fucking Potter. Okay? We got a couple super chats here. Vanta Blue says, Bro Cephas 2020. Hell yeah, I'll beat the fuck out of Trump. That dipshit. Anyways, Uhan Roderick says, on my way to Target. I'll try to make it back. Hearts. Wait, shit. What the fuck kind of heart is that? There we go. Heart. That's a pretty good job once I undip-shitted myself.
It looked like an apple.
All right, so like I said, we're going to be talking about biblical womanhood, but that's not coming until later, so hold your assholes. Right now, though, we have a special bit that GE likes to do that apparently I'm going to be doing right now, so here we go. Today I learned...
Oh my God, you're worse than GE.
You know, again, I will say 1 Timothy 2 something or another, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
I mean, I want you to keep talking but you shut the fuck up.
okay.
I hope that was not confusing for people out there. Shut the fuck up, but also keep talking.
You know, GE's going to be mad at you talking to his woman that way.
You know what? I'll deal with him later. You just worry. Yeah, you let me worry about that. You got it?
Okay.
Anyways, all right, here we go. Today I learned that in ancient Greece, prostitutes were classified into 2 classes. The porni and the heterai. I'm guessing one's hentai and the other's just regular porn. They only had 2 categories back then. The porni served many men at once. Oh, shit. That's a lot like Pornhub. And frequently worked on the street. In contrast, the that's hetara. So maybe it's a little bit of a derivative of hentai. Were educated, had few clients, and provided companionship and intellectual discussion as well as sex. So you had the high-class prostitutes and the streetwalkers.
Well, so now you still have streetwalkers and escorts.
And then there's politicians. We got Dr. Osiris who sent a diamond. Thank you so much for that diamond. I will wear it with pride. Or something. Anyways. Let me change this shit up real quick. Yep, that's the right thing. And then we're going to go over there. And yeah, I remember what GE taught me. There we go. Boom! Well, shit. Did not resize correctly. There we go.
Thought you had all this set up.
You know what?
What?
I don't need your judgment.
Okay.
Echo Side Fiend says, what up, GE? Love your channel. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Echo Side. I'm sure GE loves it. This is bro safest time right now. But I appreciate you being here. Anyways, today I learned that celebrity psychiatrist Dr. Isaac Hersheybar manipulated a patient. I don't care what it actually says. It's more interesting this way.
Okay.
Manipulated a patient into cutting off his family, giving him his home, signing over his bank account, and amending his will to leave everything to the doctor's wife. Holy shit, this sounds like some churches I know.
Sounds
Fuck.
like a damn Scientologist.
Jesus Christ. Yet Dr. Hershey Candy Bar still maintains his medical license in New York City today. How in the fuck can that happen?
No idea.
How the fuck does this guy get to keep his goddamn medical license, even though he tricked some poor motherfucker into simping him hard? He tricked a guy into simping his wife. And he got everything. This man is a horrible genius. And I mean that in the most derogatory way. This guy can go and fuck off. All right, let's see. I'm getting the hang of it now. There we go. Well, shit, now this one's too motherfucking big. God damn it. There we go. Okay. Next on today, I learned that the Häagen-Dazs is an American company started by 2 Jewish brothers in the Bronx. Häagen-Dazs are nonsensical words invented to sound Danish. Well, motherfucker. Because the brothers wanted to pay tribute to the Danish treatment of Jews in World War II. By making them sound stupid, I guess? I don't know. You know what? GE really should have read these fucking articles so that he could explain me a little bit more.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, joke's on fucking us for thinking Häagen-Dazs is some kind of word. I don't know. I didn't even think about what kind of fucking language it was. I just figured it was like Finnish or Swedish or some other kind of fucking thing. All I know how to speak is freedom. That's the only language I need to know how to speak. Haagen-Dazs just screams immigrant. Not that that's bad. I should probably say that particular part out here on YouTube or else this shit would get taken down.
The lawyers would like to say there's nothing wrong with immigrants. Immigrants are fine.
We love
America's
immigrants.
full of immigrants, and it's okay.
All right, y'all ready for some comments or some shit? I think that's what he's got next. Yep, comments. Okay. You still deny Tacitus after getting obliterated in the inspiring philosophy debate? Yep, you are a Richard Carrier disciple. Hey! Fucker. I know disciples. I've read the Bible. GE ain't no disciple of shit. Okay? So, for one thing, he didn't lose that inspiring philosophy debate. There is a 2 blog post series that Carrier has published where he goes through all the different ways that Jones fucked up. There are 99 of them, and there's a bunch of drops by Michael Jones. So, honestly, I think that he lost that motherfucking exchange. And he just sounds smart. He isn't actually smart. He said some pretty dipshitty things in that. I think GE's going to put out a video about it soon. I don't know. Anyways, thank you, Resurrected Eyes, for being a dipshit on YouTube so that we could all laugh at you. Well, okay, I'm laughing at you. Nobody else has to. No, in that particular respect, nobody else really has to matter. Anyways, Helena Constantine. All knowledge of Christianity in the Talmud is derived from John. The idea that it is talking about another Jesus who lived 100 years earlier is old quackery from the GRS Mede, a theosophist, whatever the fuck that might be. Maybe he ought to read Schaeffer's book on Jesus in the Talmud instead. And please, please, please leave off your about Osiris. It makes you look even more ignorant. I guess it doesn't fucking matter that the Isis-Osiris cult was a mystery cult just like the early Christians were in, and early Christianity was. Maybe Helena should call in tomorrow when GE gets back from his business trip and he has time to take calls on mythicism. But my guess is that she'll still just want to make comments on mythicist-only videos on GE's channel here because she never wants to complain or anything else about any of the other content on his channel. But that's besides the point. The point is that in the Talmud, multiple scholars out there have established that the Jesus that most Christians reference is actually under King Janaeus, which existed between 104 and 78 BCE. It's not goddamn Jesus of the fucking Bible, okay? I respect my Bible way too much. Honey, I mean, KC, can I get a fucking Bible or something?
Oh.
Would you be able to do that for me? I need it close to me. I forgot it.
Okay.
It's so near and dear to me, I forgot about it.
I can't believe that. You don't want the Catholic Bible, right?
No, just get a regular old Bible or something, but not the devil's Bible. That's obviously of the devil.
Here, will this help?
No, fuck, but what the hell? No, Joseph Smith can go and suck Satan's dick, okay?
No Book of Mormon, all right? Let's see. Here's one that says Bible.
Does it? Holy... No, not Hitler, Homer, Bible, Christ by fucking Richard Carrier. No. No. Look, if I have to, I'll take the Christian or the Catholic one.
How about this one?
Okay, here we go. This, you guys can't. There you go. The Catholic Children's Bible. I guess this will do for right now. Oh, it's got pretty pictures in it. Where the fuck has this been all my life? Holy shit.
That's how Catholics do.
Oh, god damn it. Oh shit, this shit, look at this shit. This shit is in a children's Christian Catholic Bible? Holy fuck, they're whipping the shit out of Jesus. Apparently this came from the Franklin Public Library.
Well, that didn't.
Huh?
The bookmark did, but the...
Oh, the bookmark did, but this didn't.
No.
I don't get to keep it. Okay. I got it. Anyways.
Well, I'll keep it close by. Here's our daily Bible. You can have this.
Yeah, okay. That'll be good enough. Bible. Shit, it makes me all fucking Harry Potter see-through shit. Okay, anyways, Godless Engineer, satanic, or equals a satanic neckbeard. I have not seen any fucking satanic rituals happening in this house, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It would behoove you to not spread thoughtless lies. Jesus hates that, okay? He hates it so much, he won't let you suck his dick later. The 10 Commandments twice removed.
We've got all kinds of Bible books.
We have way too. We really only need one, and that's the Bible. So we got plenty of those. Anyways, no satanic. Fuck, I forgot about this.
This mic's all fucked up.
It looks okay to me. I can't see shit out of these glasses though. Jesus' dick is getting in the way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so. Let's see, we did, Today I Learned, we did the comments. Oh, hey, it's my segment now, guys. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I know I'm ready. With some last minute adjustments, here we go. Shitty ass science. We're gonna answer some science shit really wrong. Well, hello. All right, so this is my segment. I'm so happy that you guys are here to join me for my segment still. Shitty ass science. I'm going to the lake this weekend. Will I be in danger of getting mauled by a water bear? Ooh, shit. That's a scary motherfucker right there. You know, that reminds me of that Stranger Things. You know, them dog things that walked around inside that underground cave, and then later on they appear in Stranger Things Part 3 or something. Yeah. Anyways, they got a big hole on the front of their face. You think someone's tried to fuck that? It kind of Russians have been known to try to fuck raccoons. I would not doubt Donald Trump trying to fuck that motherfucker right there. Look at him. Holy shit.
I mean, you would think
it's the right size hole.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, be wary of this motherfucker. For one thing, if I know my Bible better than anybody else, which I do not make fun of bald people while you're at the lake. If you do, this motherfucker will grow to however fucking big and it will attack you. It will suck on your head and it will pull your entire skeleton out through your skull cap. What? That's what it does with this little sucky head. It goes and it just sucks it all out. It's a king sucker right there. Anyways, y'all need to be careful while you're at the lake. Don't make fun of bald people, because otherwise they're going to get pissed off and use their animal powers, their shit, I don't even know what to call it. Beastmaster powers. That's what they're fucking called. Beastmaster powers. They'll use their Beastmaster powers to have all these motherfuckers attack you and suck every single bit of bone out of your body. They suck on bones, if you get my drift. Anyways, that's going to be it for Shitty Ass Science. Y'all are further enlightened. I'm sure we'll have more Today I Learned next. Hey, actually, we heard an interesting fact from Alex in the Alex Baranowski in the Skeptic Mafia. They have an awesome one that we're going to be debuting next week, because I didn't get a chance to actually fucking work the graphics up for that. But next week we're going to figure that shit out. Hey there, Alex. Alex is in the chat. Welcome. All right, y'all ready to get to fucking Girl Defined? You ready to learn how you need to be biblically womany?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that GE cares for biblical woman-like.
You know qualities. What? Fuck what GE wants. This is what I want tonight, and you're going to learn to be a biblically sound woman. You understand me?
No.
Fuck. Okay, hold on. All right. So I'm going to have to take you through this, just like I'm going to have to take these two women through it, okay? Hold on. Let me get this shit fixed. Damn it. Here we go. Okay. All right, there we go. If you notice, I got my altar. it's a sermon tonight, so I figured I would teach you guys with an altar. Anyways, all right, Girl Defined, why don't you tell me why you're not correct?
Hey, it's Kristen and Bethany here with Girl Defined Ministries, and in today's vlog, we're going to be sharing with you 6 misconceptions about biblical womanhood. So the two of us growing up heard the words biblical womanhood, and we even had like teaching and training on the topic, just reading books, going to church. We grew up in church, so we heard about biblical womanhood, but we honestly didn't have like a very full-rounded, well-rounded view of biblical womanhood. So I would say even we had some misconceptions and probably still do at times.
I'm sorry, but I cannot get past the fact that they are so white they blend into the background. It is through these glasses, it's a little hard to determine where they begin and where the wall behind them begins, or where they end and where the wall begins. I don't know. What?
Bro Cephas,
Yeah?
just so you know, that thing that's in front of you is called a pulpit.
Well, whatever. Pulpit, altar, whatever. I don't care.
They're different.
Are they both religious?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, then. Let's continue.
Have misconceptions about biblical womanhood. But the older we got and the more we studied God's design for biblical womanhood and for our lives as females, we really had this like expanded view, and we said, wow, like this is actually a really cool thing. Like this is a great thing. But if you don't really understand the heart of biblical womanhood and you don't really understand God's heart for biblical womanhood, you can have some serious misconceptions. And I think we did. So we want to share with you 6 of the, I think, some of the most common misconceptions about biblical womanhood, because we're assuming you've probably believed some of these as well. Misconception.
Does she ever stop?
I don't think so. I fell asleep. I'm so sorry, guys. That intro right there was just... Anyways, okay. So I thought that I might enlighten all of you women's out there, especially you there, KC, about biblical womanhood and what God wants for you as a person and a woman.
Oh,
okay. All right. So these are things that are biblically based that that would indicate biblical womanhood. Okay, number 1, you're dirty and filthy as shit. Clean yourself up.
I mean, I took a shower earlier.
I meant more than that. Like, if you take a man that hasn't showered for X days and a woman that hasn't showered for X days, you're dirtier as fuck. You're a horrible person. You feel you should feel shitty about yourself. Number 2, you're evil. Okay, keep that in mind. You are evil.
I'm delightful.
Listen, your fucking gender, whatever the fuck, caused the downfall of man. You are an evil bitch. By nature. Men are evil too. Don't get me wrong, but we wouldn't be in this shit if it wasn't for women. I'm just saying.
I mean, I make really good cookies.
I know you do, but remember, no amount of good works can actually get you through heaven. You got to suck Jesus' dick for that. Just women got to do it a little bit harder.
Oh, I don't care about heaven.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, let me continue with my fucking sermon here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Number 3. What? I can count.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, shit. Good night, David. You probably shouldn't hear this anyway, so good night, David. Number 3. You are to subject yourself to man. You understand me?
No.
What? I mean, God has provided you to man to be a helpmeet, which basically means that you're a slave, but you just have to rationalize your way around being a slave to men.
I mean, to be fair, what did you say, a helpmeet?
Helpmeet.
You make better meat than I do.
No, that's the wrong kind of meat. And then, I mean, just the general gist of the Bible is women suck, shut the fuck up, serve man, and did I say shut the fuck up? Because that's meant to be repeated a few more times. All right?
How many of these are we doing?
I don't know. They got 6 misconceptions,
okay,
and I'm just telling you what the Bible says about women. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Number 1, Biblical womanhood will make you a doormat. This is the most common thing we hear and we've heard over the years, and maybe even thought ourselves at times when we didn't really understand God's design, that if you embrace biblical womanhood, you're basically becoming a doormat. You're becoming a woman who isn't bold, who isn't courageous, you're just weak, a doormat, people trample on you, you don't really think for yourself. But when we open up God's word and we look at the lives of biblical women in the Bible, we see women like Mary, Ruth, Esther, Rahab, Abigail, women who were nothing like doormats. They were.
Okay. Just so that you guys know, I do want to bring up some choice things here. So first off, in Genesis, like they were saying, if you look in Genesis, it's very clearly defined. Unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thou desire shall be thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Bow down, bitches. Next up, behold now, I have 2 daughters, which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Genesis 19:8. Now this is interesting because this is actually Lot using his 2 daughters as doormats for a bunch of mobby people to basically wipe their fucking feet off of, but using their dicks.
So have you considered that he says, do ye to them as is good in your eyes? Maybe he's like, take them shopping.
Well, considering that the mob is there to rape the 2 angels in his house, I sincerely doubt they want to take them shoe shopping.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, this is literally a case of God's chosen person, because Lot, remember, is seen as good in God's eyes, is seen as, I don't know what the fuck he fucking said in his goddamn thing. He's justified. He's good with God, right? God approves. And yet this guy's giving up his daughters to a mob for them to be graped. That's what I said, YouTube, graped. He's going to grape them with their dicks, as opposed to other objects. But in any case, let's move on from that particular uncomfortable conversation. Now, the idea here is that the Bible does not say women are doormats. Oh, fuck.
What are you doing up there, Bro Cephas?
Well, I am trying, apparently. Hold on. Apparently, some shit got fucked up, and now it's just select that folder.
See, this is where GE
there.
is. This is where GE is better than you.
You know what? 1 Timothy something or another. Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna say that again.
You probably will.
Well, fuck me. This thing is all fucked up. This was not going the way that I wanted it to. Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna fucking... it's messing up my goddamn flow. Fucking son of a...
Woosah.
Woosah, motherfucker. Woosah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Holy shit. Fucking took over the screen. God damn. What? I don't know what the fuck happened there. Anyways.
I don't know. What are you doing?
Okay, here we go. Now, if you don't remember, she listed about 4 or 5 women in the Bible that are apparently representative of biblical womanhood in the Bible. I thought that we would take a look at these bitches. So first up, we've got Rebecca. It says, behold, Rebecca is before thee. Take her, and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord hath spoken. Does this seem like it could be an instance of being used as a doormat and being traded off as property? kind of seems like she doesn't even have an opinion in this matter. They're just like, hey, listen, I got this spare daughter in the back. You can have her. I mean, she's just sort of standing there licking the walls.
I mean, she might have an opinion. She's just not allowed to say it.
Exactly. Thus, doormat material. So it kind of seems like bullshit to use Rebecca as an instance of being not a doormat. I have this one next. It says, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. I'm bringing this up because it's in 1 Corinthians. Obviously, the rest of the book is no better than the beginning of the book, because everything that we mentioned up until this point has been from the Old Testament, and now we got the New Testament telling women to shut up fucking too.
You see why I don't like this book?
I understand why you don't like the book, but we still read it every Sunday.
We do.
All right, next up, the next biblical woman that is apparently an example of biblical womanhood is Ruth. So let's look at Ruth. Moreover, Ruth, the Moabitess, the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife. Purchased to be my wife. Does this sound like an object to you? Because you've apparently just sold off a woman as if she were property. Kind of seems like she didn't have an opinion in the matter. Kind of seems like she didn't have the option of whether or not she wanted to be wed off to some kind of basement dwelling simp.
Well, I mean, they compare women to cattle. Like, they sell them and inherit them just the same.
Yep, they do. They are property. Remember your place. Let's see. There's a couple other women that are mentioned in her little spiel that are not necessarily directly covered as to how much of a doormat that they are in the Bible. But one of the people's Mary. If you don't remember, Mary was not given an option whether or not to carry the bastard son of God. She did not get that particular option whatsoever. But I would like to point out a certain verse in Luke that shows that the Gospels are no better at treating women. It says, let male that openeth the womb shall be called holy to the Lord. Because fuck women, they're not holy. Just the men are holy, not the women. The men that slide out the womb, holy as shit. It's holy shit. Let's see. Dave Lee's got a super chat. I need to handle these real quick. Biblical womanhood is just fancy words for your husband paid your daddy a cow and 3 goats. That could be it. Daniel M says, yes, KJV. I'm one of those KJV only atheists. Hey, that's the only kind I use. Plus, if you guys don't know, it, along with about 4 or 5 other translations, are the only public domain translations. The other ones you can only quote about 500 verses worth of. Bet y'all didn't know that, huh?
I did.
It's fucked up, huh?
I knew it.
Yep, she knew it because she's good helpmate. Uhan Roderick. Can't you simp from a closet instead of a basement? I guess you could. We have like fucking phones. That's what these are called. Phones. We got phones now. You can hide out in your closet and simp. But let's see. Another one that was mentioned is fuck. What is her name? It's Ray or something. Ray-Bans. Anyways, she's in the book of Joshua. Basically, these 2 Israelite spies sneak into this city, and then this woman is a whore in a whorehouse, and she takes them in. Well, she doesn't take them in. They just sort of burst in, and they just sort of hold up there, and she just doesn't say anything to people. And apparently that's a good thing for them. But the only thing that I really got to say about this one, as far as biblical womanhood goes, is it kind of seems contradictory to the whole girl defined message of like celibacy and only sleeping with your husband and everything like that. Like, I mean, it just kind of seems like to bring up that one just because she did one good thing in the perspective of the Israelites. I don't know. It kind of seems like you're cherry picking shit. Also, I noticed that these two women have not brought up any Bible verses, but I provided bukus of them. And then finally we get to Esther. Now, Esther's got a little bit of a backstory here, so I hope that you'll bear with me as I explain Esther's backstory. All right. So, Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women. That's a hell of a fucking job right there. I'm the keeper of the women. Why don't y'all get up there and act like your ankles don't like each other?
Oh, boy.
And the maiden pleased him, if you get our drift. And she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification, which, if you didn't know, it took about a year for her to purify that pussy.
Oh, boy.
Is that a bad thing to say? That's what he was wanting to do. I think that it was a... Never mind.
Maybe you should be like Ben Shapiro and call it the P word.
The P word? It took a while to clean her P word.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, the story behind Esther here is that the king that we're talking about right now, which it's the king that we're talking about. It doesn't explicitly say in this particular part. It's a king, right? Well, he and a bunch of his brosefs got drunk one night, and the king wanted his wife to do some nudie dances for all of his guests. Probably some dry humping, probably titty flashing, stuff like that. Well, the wife wasn't having none of it, right? She was like, listen, I am not going to shake my ass nor my tits for your friends. So drunkenly, the king was sitting on his throne, and he's just like, you know what, bitch?
What?
Get the fuck out.
Oh.
Hey, you, bring me a bunch of virgins so I can test them all out and see which one I like the best. Cue Esther. I don't know exactly how many bitches in Esther was, but he apparently slayed a good number of them. And that's the story of Esther. Biblical womanhood. Literal side chick. Not that I don't like not that I'm trying to shit on a promiscuous sexual lifestyle. I'm just saying this is what the Bible says. You know, it's not me. Y'all can't fuck. It's the Bible. Just saying, y'all. Anyways. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Let's get back to the video, shall we?
Bold, they were courageous, and they were standing for God's truth. So biblical womanhood doesn't mean you become a doormat. In fact, it means you become the opposite of that, a bold, courageous woman for God. And
so if it means a bold, courageous woman for God, does it take a bold, courageous woman for God to be the, umpteenth third woman as in Esther? Or how about Ruth? Is it biblically a woman to be sold off by your parents? Is it biblically a woman to pretty much be ruled over by men? Which is what Genesis says, as well as later on in the New Testament. Who knows? I mean, to me, it kind of seems like the Bible doesn't like women too much. But you seem to think that the Bible says don't be a doormat. But whenever I read the Bible, all I ever hear is, yo, what, women? You're a fucking doormat. I can sell you to my friends. I can get you to shake your tits to people. You're serving me, woman. How you feel about that?
I mean, I cook you food and give it to you.
Yep. Is that what it means to be biblically a woman?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you also cook and make food.
You know what? That's GE. Okay? I don't cook shit. I stay in my room and masturbate.
I'm really glad you don't live here.
Swilight Dreamer 1985 says, have a great night, GE. Okay, see you later there, Swilight. GE will be back next week. Daniel M. Awesome pauses.
Misconception number 2, biblical womanhood will make you a wimp. And I think this is one that I personally probably bought into, thinking like, okay, biblical womanhood, I'm not going to be strong, I'm not going to be bold, I'm not going to be courageous. But the more I understood it, the more I realized that living out biblical womanhood is the exact opposite of being a wimp.
Now, I don't think that it's necessarily being a wimp, because as KC pointed out on that daily Skeptic Bible podcast thing the other day, which only the mafiosos will know about, it can be a very strong thing to subject yourself to an abusive relationship. But I think that's ultimately what the Bible is. It's an abusive relationship. I mean, even for the men's, but especially for the women's. It is very, very abusive. And I would not call a woman wimpy in order to live her life the way that the Bible lays out, which is, in a literal sense, to become subservient to the man in everything. So, I don't think that's a wimp, but I do think that the Bible is very, very abusive in all respects, but especially to women. For one thing, it's going to make them make this particular argument that sounds like a battered housewife rationalizing why she's staying in an abusive relationship. Now, I'm not judging. I'm not a judgy fuck person. Okay, that's God's area to judge people. But I'm just saying, it sounds like rationale that you would use if you're in an abusive relationship, but you deny that you're in an abusive relationship, and you're trying to convince yourself that you're not in an abusive relationship. I just want you to keep that in mind while we listen to these two women. Got another super chat from Daniel M that says this one can be the thumbnail. Thank you. Well, the thumbnail has already been chosen, but this would have been a good one for either of them.
About it. If you live in a culture where everyone is kind of going one direction, they're saying, nope, biblical womanhood, God, we don't believe in him. We're not really for him or his truths. We're all going this way. Imagine how much guts and courage it takes to stand up and say, actually, I'm going in a different direction, and I don't believe all of that stuff. I think that God has something better to say, and I'm going to live for him instead. Wow, that takes a seriously strong woman to have conviction, to have boldness, to be willing to stand up and look weird, to be different.
To go against the popular flow and trends.
The cultural flow. Yeah, that takes serious guts and gumption. So the more you study biblical womanhood and realize what it takes to live it out, you will think that biblical womanhood is anything but being a wimp.
So again, while I agree, it's not that women who live this biblical womanhood lifestyle are wimps, but I do feel like those that are in those situations could be seen as being psychologically abused. Now, I'm not saying that in a generalizing fashion. I'm saying it as literally to what the Bible says, if that's what you mean, which they haven't actually quoted any fucking Bible verses yet. So far, I'm a better Christian than these two women. But if you're living by what the Bible says, it is an abusive relationship. The rationale that these two just gave is a perfect example of rationalizing yourself out of being abused. You're still being abused, you just don't want to recognize it. So I'm not exactly sure if they are considering literal biblical womanhood, because it seems to me like they think that everybody in America is just not Christian, or at least not the majority. when in fact the majority of America is religious, specifically Christian, right? They still hold the majority in the United States. These two women obviously live in the United States, all right? So the fact that they think that it's harder to walk the line of Christ, right, to do things in a Christian fashion than it is to not do things in a Christian fashion, than it is to, be an atheist or any other kind of religion that's out there that at least respects women, which, I can't think of any right now, but there could be. They think that it's harder to be a Christian than it is to be any of these other things. Apparently, that is the hardest thing. And I have to say, that's kind of bullshit. Drew's Book Review says, I feel like Handmaid's Tale does a better job of portraying biblical womanhood than these two.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you. I agree with KC for once. No more 1 Timothy for me right now.
Just wait a few minutes.
Number 3, biblical womanhood will make you less valuable than a man. This is a common one because for some reason we get this idea, this notion that God values men more. But that cannot be further from the truth, because when we open up God's word, we look in the very beginning of Genesis and we see when God created Adam and Eve, the first man and woman, that he made them to be equally valuable, made in his image, but he also made them to be purposely different, to be male and female, to have differing roles.
All right. Are y'all ready to go back to the Bible?
Yep.
Yeah, you ready to go back to the Bible there, Casey?
I am.
All right, hold on.
Because it's legit in the Bible.
Oh,
Women's
yes.
value.
Yes. Fuck. Hold on. I'm trying to get something set up here. I'm trying to be fancy. Maybe I shouldn't be, but you know what? Fuck. Here. There, finally it's selected correctly. Okay. Okay. So just to go back to one of our previous Bible verses, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. It's very explicit in the Bible that women are to be subservient to men. Okay? So just to reiterate this, because apparently these two women just don't understand this part, that yes, he created them separately, but he did not necessarily make them equal to one another. It's very obvious that the men's are over the women's, and the men's rule the women. So I don't understand where you're getting this idea that they don't. Okay.
But those differing roles don't make the woman or the man less valuable. If we look throughout all of Scripture, we will never see anywhere where God says men are more valuable than women.
Never.
In fact, God himself in the
See, I'm going to have to burst your fucking bubbles yet again. And I really hate having to do this, the bursting of your bubble, because it kind of seems like you need your bubbles bursted. All right. Take heed, everybody. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels. So, the men, as far as taxation goes on the Israelite people, as well as the value of these people in God's eyes, it seems like women hold 60% the value of men. That's what that ratio turns out to be. It's 3/5, 60%.
That seems like less valuable to me.
It seems like the Bible definitely fucking spells it out, doesn't it? We found a verse. Well, verse says, Leviticus 27, 3-4. It definitely says that women are less valuable than men. In that particular passage, after these particular verses, it goes even further to further define who is worth what. And at every juncture, women and girls are regarded as less valuable than men are. Now, you could make the argument that, well, this was about taxation on the people. This is about God laying down taxation laws. He's not talking about the inherent value of each person in the Israelite people. He's talking about taxation on them. And I mean, I guess that might be a good point. But at the same time, if they truly were equal, if a woman was truly equal to the man, would not the woman be valued, taxation-wise, at the same as the man? Why has she got a 40-cent pay gap?
It's not a pay gap.
I don't know. It kind of seems like it might be.
I mean, I don't think they pay the women. They're supposed to stay at home and be subservient.
Okay, point taken. It was a dumb thing to say. Sorry. Oh, shit. I forgot about Abigail earlier. Oh, well. Fuck it.
Form of Jesus coming to this earth in the New Testament, he treated women with so much dignity, so much respect. He was actually going against the cultural trends of his time. God values women. We are equally valuable to men, but purposely different.
And number 4, biblical womanhood means you will throw your brain away. This is a serious misconception out there. I don't even know where it started, but it's this idea that basically if you embrace biblical womanhood, you just need to take your brain out of your head, leave it out the door because you are not going to need it. You
Shut
are
it
just
off.
going to be this brainless woman who walks around like, okay, what's next?
Yes.
What do I do?
Like a puppet.
Okay, anything. You know, it's like, where did this idea come from? Because we as biblical women need to do anything but throw our brains away out the door. Here at Girl Defined Ministries,
Okay, she's going to explain how they at Girl Defined Ministries does something that's a little fucked up, I'm sure. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure that they're going to tell us how you're not supposed to throw away your brain, but I would like to bring y'all's attention to this little sumbitch right here. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, and unto thee, Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is head of the church. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands everything. So, in case you weren't aware, the women are completely subjected to the men. They have to submit themselves. Also, if you need further proof, in 1 Timothy 2:12, I believe it is, in it says that women are supposed to shut their fucking traps in church, right? They're supposed to not speak while in church. Also, there's another verse which I thought that I had made like a little graphic and everything, but apparently I fucked all my shit up. There's a verse in the Bible that talks about how if women want to ask a question, then they don't need to do it at home. They need to ask it of their husband. So I'm not exactly seeing this whole, women aren't brainless, or rather not that they're brainless, but that you need to not ask questions, at least in public. Ask them of your husband so that he can give you the proper teaching. My guess is a backhand to the face telling you to shut the fuck up, don't question my authority. Also, it doesn't really leave a lot of room for you to freely think about shit in this religion. I mean, you're already having to not think or question the Bible or God in general. So that's one way he oppresses everybody that believes in him. But another way for the women is that they're not even allowed to speak in a church, ask questions in a church. They're not allowed to, question their husbands, really. I mean, you saw what happened to fucking Esther back there. I mean, she talked back to her husband. Her ass was out on the curb, and he was finding himself. He was holding himself like a little America's Top Virgin competition.
Well, and according to the Bible, the only way that women can get salvation is through childbearing. So, like, I don't know, you don't really need your brain for anything.
It really doesn't seem like they want you using your brain in the Bible in general. So to say that the biblical womanhood is not about just throwing out your brain and stopping questioning shit. It's more about just throwing out your brain and only thinking about what is the best thing that I can do for God and my husband. That seems to be what the focus of the Bible is. So when you say that the Bible doesn't say these things, you can understand why I'm visibly fucking confused. Whatever the fuck your names you guys have. Bethany and Kristen or something? I don't know. Anyways. Gotta fucking find the button. There we go.
One of our biggest passions is teaching women how to use their brains to think wisely, to study God's word, to think for themselves, to ask questions, to dig deep. We desperately need our brains. Can you imagine if all of us as Christian women used our brains and thought and we're smart, we're biblically savvy, if we just use our brains wisely? Wow, what a difference, what an impact we could make. So,
to what? Send people to the moon? Because there are plenty of women that helped in that, and they used their brains, and they were not biblically women as you would put them. At least not in the literal sense, because obviously they were advancing their status in life and not only clinging unto their husband, not fully submitting themselves to their husbands. There have been plenty of women in history that have done amazing and just awesome things that I could never hope to do. So they did that not because they submitted themselves to their husband, but because they wanted to do that for themselves. Did you have something to say, honey?
No.
Okay.
I don't like these two women.
I know you don't. So, when you talk about how, what if we could just use our brains and do amazing things, I feel like you're going to tell me, let's do amazing things to praise God and to do things for God. How about doing shit for yourself? I mean, you ever think about that? I'm not talking just about women right now. I'm talking about everybody that might be religious. You ever think about, hey, well, it might not praise God for me to get an engineering degree, but I could do it for myself. Kind of seems like you're doing an engineering degree for yourself, not unless you're going to go to school for engineering just so that you can build the best, I don't know, Jesus video game that there could possibly be.
Or you could engineer the biggest highway cross ever.
What about one of them Jesus touchdown thingies that doesn't catch on fire? I feel like they're about to go into this whole idea that they need to do all this for God or for their husbands.
we challenge you not to buy into the idea that you just need to throw your brain away out the door, but use it to dig deep, to think for yourself, and to dig into God's word. And number 5.
I feel like that's a contradictory sort of fucking thing to say there, girls. Dig deep, think for yourself, and read God's word. Nobody that I mean, come on. Do you really think that Christians that completely buy into the literal word of the Gospels are exactly thinking deep about the theology of it? I mean, if they were thinking deep about the theology of it, they would see the abusive nature. Do you really want people to think critically about your religion? Do you really want people to critically think and think deep about what the Bible is teaching them? Because I feel like if you do that, you're just going to come out the other side fucking atheist. Okay? Because there is nothing in this book right here, unless you cherry pick, that is palpable. It's all shit. It's abusive shit. It teaches women that they need to submit themselves to their husbands, that they need a man to be worth anything in their life, and that God values them less than a man. Also, if you didn't know, but the cleansing rituals in the Old Testament state that women have to cleanse longer than men do because they're dirtier. Remember at the beginning when I said that God didn't like women? They were dirty as fuck. It's because it's right here in the fucking Bible.
5, biblical womanhood will make your life boring. Some of us have this idea that if you embrace biblical womanhood, you're basically going to, for the rest of your life until you die, sitting on the front porch just knitting, looking at the cars go by, basically doing nothing, just knitting, just washing clothes, scrubbing the floors. That's all you're ever going to do. And we have this idea that that's what biblical womanhood is.
Well, I would say that that's a little bit of a misconception. I would agree. But at the same time, what it means by biblical womanhood is completely submitting yourself to your husband, and the fact that you need a husband in order to be worth anything, it seems, at least in the Bible. I'm not saying that's like my opinion or anything. I'm saying that that's what's in the Bible, right? Because that, again, seems to be what the Bible is telling you. That you need a man in order to be worth anything. You got to submit yourself to the man. That God delivers you as property to the man. Which I do believe that is, oh shit, there. Yeah, let me get back to the Bible real quick. So, it says, house and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. So, I mean, as you can tell, in the Bible, you being married to your husband is a gift from God, which I know it could sound awesome, right? A gift from God. But you know what? You don't gift people to other people. That's not something you do. That's not normal. That's not mentally healthy for sure. If you ever have a religion that is teaching you that you are an object, a commodity that is to be traded to men, women, or anybody else, maybe you should get out of that fucking religion. I don't think that you guys, these women up here, have the correct idea about what biblical womanhood is. Because if they did, they would have provided scriptural sources like I have tonight. They would have provided you with sound argumentation that is definitely found in the Bible. If you remember, they fucking said that you couldn't even find a passage in the Bible that says that women were less than men. We were able to do it. Less than 30 seconds on goddamn Google, and I was able to find it. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, I have a whole list of these misogynistic type of verses from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible right down in the description if you want to go and see more horrible shit from the Bible, because this was only a small selection of the horrible verses that are in the Bible about women. We still got like 3 minutes to go in this, but it's still just bad, and I just needed to get that out real quick. And so thank you so much for letting me do that. Honey?
What?
I mean, Casey?
Hmm?
Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up here. I'm glad we don't live by this because I don't want you to submit to me.
Oh, okay.
Hell, I don't want to submit to me. Damn.
But we have a confession. The more that we have studied studied biblical womanhood, understood it for ourselves, and actively lived it out, the more exciting our lives have actually become. Because when we learn about biblical womanhood, when we read Proverbs 31, when we look at Titus 2, when we look at the mission of Christians in general and then apply that mission to our lives uniquely as women, that is nothing boring at all. That is a life filled with action because we have mission, we have purpose, we have a vision, we have a long-term plan and goal that we are trying to accomplish for the glory of our King here on this earth.
Here's a novel idea. How about you have a mission, a goal in life for your fucking self instead of some fucking king that you're probably never gonna see? Like, I don't understand this whole concept of having fucking like a king far off that you're doing everything in order to please that king. You're not doing anything for yourself. You're doing it to please your husband, King, Jesus. Who the fuck else knows who you're trying to please? We got Uhan Roderick, who says, I've been listening the whole time in Target. Random outbursts of laughter in a mask will get you stared at. Daniel M. says, did anyone else notice how immaculate that place is? Immaculate? I think you meant immaculate, not emasculate.
I mean, honestly, you can't really see anything.
I mean, it's kind of hard for me to tell where between the women and the walls at this point. I mean, these are the two whitest individuals I have ever seen. Anyways, but my point stands. Do something for yourself. Don't just do it because you think that's what God wants. Don't do it because that's what you think God wants. Do something that you want to do for yourself. I get it that you've got a goal in your life, and I guess that's a good thing, but at the same time, this goal means different things to different people. I mean, you could think that it's up to you to adopt children and then beat the shit out of them until they die when they don't memorize Bible verses. That's not good. That's not glorifying God, is it? It's like, motherfucker, you will answer to God right now. I mean, that's exactly what has happened here in the United States to some poor kids. They have been adopted by highly religious parents. And then they were trying to glorify God and ended up beating their adopted children to death. Because they couldn't memorize shit. Uhan Roderick says, pretty sure God is a bottom. Just saying. I don't know. We don't know who was on bottom or who was on top in that desert when he was wrestling, what was his name? Jacob? Yeah, he wrestled Jacob and turned him into Israel.
Renamed him.
Renamed, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you understand biblical womanhood, the more you will see how incredibly adventurous and inspiring and awesome it truly is. And number 6, biblical womanhood is our greatest ambition. It's all about checking the perfect boxes, looking the perfect way, dressing with the exact right modest clothing, having the Pinterest perfect house, the perfect family, this many kids, doing all these things right. A lot of times when we think of biblical womanhood, we have this idea like, this is what a biblical woman looks like. And if I don't look exactly like her, then I'm not living out biblical womanhood. That needs to be my ambition. And honestly, that's not what biblical womanhood is actually about.
Tell me, kind ma'am, what is biblical womanhood actually about? Because what we have discovered here tonight, through Bible verses, through other various arguments against your whole idea that you put forth in this video, is that God does not like women, and that God made women specifically so that men could rule over them and the women could support their man. It does not say anything about thinking for yourself. That's definitely not in the Bible. It definitely doesn't say anything about women being able to do things for themselves or serving anybody but God and man. So I'm kind of curious. What is biblical womanhood then?
Whatever they decide it needs to be so that they can convince themselves that they're doing it right.
Fuck yeah, Casey. That's exactly right.
The true heart of biblical womanhood should not be this focus on me checking all the perfect boxes, looking the perfect way, or fulfilling this idea that I think I have a biblical womanhood. It's actually ultimately living for Christ. One of my favorite verses that has helped me.
So, the way that you're biblically a woman is by doing things for Christ. Serving Christ. One of the ways that you serve Christ is by serving your husband. You got to have a husband first in order to serve. So I mean, it's kind of funny how you cherry pick. You're about to bring up a Bible verse here, which is obviously going to agree with your particular position, right? But it's kind of funny how there's fuck. I know I still got that website pulled up here somewhere. Hold on. There it is. So there's 389 shitty verses about women in the Bible, at least by Skeptic Annotated Bibles count, which some of those I kind of disagree with, but we'll get into that at some other point. But in any case, it's funny how you pick out things that are not, things that would only agree with your position on this and totally ignore all of the other evidence against your idea about biblical womanhood. Now, biblical womanhood being that you've got to serve Christ and your husband, I would agree. But you're also ignoring how you were created specifically only to do that, which does not lend you the ability to think for yourself, to use your brain in order to do things. You literally have one thing to do, and that's do what you're told. One of those things that you're told to do is shut the fuck up. 1 Timothy 2:12, shut the fuck up, bitch.
I do what I want.
Me so much in striving to live out biblical womanhood and living for Christ is Philippians 1:21, which says, "For to me to live is Christ and to die is gain." Ultimately, that should be.
That wasn't even about women. You got one Bible verse in this motherfucker, 8 minutes long, and it's not even about being a woman. Are you serious? So you made an 8-minute video about biblical womanhood and didn't bring up one fucking Bible verse that would even agree with your position that was specifically about women? How can you do that? That's straight up ignorant right there.
Well, I mean, they're not that bright.
At the heart and core of biblical womanhood. Life truly isn't about us, whether you're a woman or a man. It doesn't matter who you are. Ultimately, as a Christian, we need to understand that our greatest purpose is really saying, God, it's not about me. I am living for you and ultimately for this bigger vision, like Kristen was talking about, this greater purpose, exchanging my perfect ideas for this life that you were calling to me to, and saying not, how can I fit this perfect box and dress this perfect way, but God, how can I ultimately serve you and love you best? That is truly the heart and the core of biblical.
Womanhood is not about being subservient, but it's all about serving God how he wants you to.
Yep. It's not about being subservient, honey. It's about being subservient to God.
But I mean, I feel like they just undid the entire argument that they made. Also, when they describe like biblical womanhood and they talk about what you're wearing and you're perfect this and you're perfect that, that's like what your church made up. That's not biblical.
Right.
Like that's what your church made up, whatever religion, whatever denomination you are. So I don't know. I am having a hard time with it's not about being subservient, but it's about being subservient. It's not about me. It's about something bigger than myself. It's about you. Didn't you just say it was not that?
Yeah, I also don't understand how it's, because earlier she said, hey, we need to think hard, think deep about Bible and everything like that. We need to do it as biblically women, right? We need to think hard about it and everything. We got to use our brains to figure shit out. But like, exactly how much brain power goes into just reading words on a book and then doing them? Like, that's literally reading directions. The directions are meant to be like for people that don't want to think and just want to follow some steps. Like, I don't understand the idea that it requires thinking and all these other positive things that they put in this video about being a woman biblically, when in fact in the Bible it is directly opposite of that. Like KC said, you're saying, hey, don't be subservient, but do be subservient.
I mean, to be fair, that kind of contradiction goes right along with most other shit in the Bible.
Yeah, I do got to be fair about that. I mean, there's a lot of contradictory shit in the Bible, so it kind of works, right?
Womanhood. We hope that in sharing these 6 misconceptions with you, which by the way, we've only really scratched the surface of misconceptions surrounding biblical womanhood, but we hope that these have just challenged you and maybe inspired you to think, wow, maybe I am buying into some of the lies. Maybe I do have some misconceptions. Maybe I don't understand God's beautiful design for womanhood as well as I need to. So if you want to learn more about God's design for womanhood, the two of us really want to encourage you to grab a copy of our book, Girl Defined.
Sorry, don't buy their book. Don't buy it whatsoever.
Also, you need to do happy birthday, Syrian.
Oh, happy birthday, Syrian. I also got a super chat. Hold on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Syrian. Happy birthday to you. Remember, you're worth 50 shekels.
But I'm only worth 30.
Casey's only worth 30. Got a super chat. Wacko in Seattle says, so I Googled it. 4 different sites suggest that it is about 10 foot long when the whale is in the mood. So, yeah, GE also wanted me to clear this up if it ever came up. Let me see if I get this right. The 15-foot thing is related to a meme that's related to Kent Hovind and not any kind of actual fact about whales. Just saying. Anyways, that's going to be it for our show tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you liked the new intro. That's going to be rolling out this next Monday. We will start using that particular intro for everything. So I hope that you heathens love that. If this is your first time here, definitely smash that like button and subscribe. Well, smash the like button regardless of whether or not you're new here. Subscribe, though, if this is your first time here. And we're about to go into the Skeptic Mafia comments about this video, to which I'm sure that there's a fuck ton of them. There's 16. That's about normal, so might have to go into the comments, see if there's anything that's missing there. But if you're going to be heading out, then I appreciate you stopping by tonight for this little bit of an extra long stream, I guess, because I took so fucking long with a response video. But in any case, I hope that you heathens have a nice night, have a nice weekend. I know that GE has a stream tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central. If you want to call in, give him some shit, talk some shit to him, or just try to prove that Jesus exists because he's a dumb motherfucker, then I guess we'll see you heathens then. Don't forget to do all that kind of shit. Fucking stand up, use your voice or some kind of horse shit like that, and I'll see you heathens later. But don't go! Normally I have an echo. Is she even here? Yep, she's right over there. She's just not paying attention to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm dealing with shit in the chat.
Oh, okay, honey. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to check to see if there's any that are held for review on the thing tonight, and it does not seem like there is anybody Nobody got hung up, so awesome. Let's get to it. Maybe. Hold on. So sorry about this. Okay. All right. So we got, first up, this is the Skeptic Mafia, in case you don't know. It's the memberships here on the channel. If you want to become part of the Skeptic Mafia, you just smash that join button and you just become a member. Do that and you'll be able to leave one of these lovely comments, and well, GE will read them out. Tonight I'm reading them. Sean J. Every time I see them, I am just reminded that church is full of clueless, undefined people like them. They could have tried harder and added some overlays on the video to actually have each point listed for the viewers. It just annoys me that they don't do something so simple. Their number 6 seems to go against the appearance and narrative I've heard from them on other topics. Be the best person you can. Don't listen to other people's views on what you should be. If you have opinions on how someone should live their life besides illegal things, just keep those thoughts to yourself. Except you should join the Skeptic Mafia. Shilling to follow. If you guys don't know, you can join the Skeptic Mafia. You can get cool ass emojis that people might be putting in the side chat right now. They're cool. You can use them.
I'm doing the emojis right now.
Are you? Thank you, KC. I appreciate the support. Alex Baranowski. Woman and female don't mean the same thing. Strike 1. They don't define doormat or bold. Strike 2. Yeah, that was a problem because obviously I listed ways in which you could be considered a doormat. Them not defining what they meant by doormat really worked against them in that instance. Culture doesn't tell people to not believe in God, and there are Christians who think women are supposed to have the same rights and privileges as men. Strike 3. I don't see how Jesus coming to earth has anything to do with womanhood. Anyways, they get it wrong that women throw their brains away in the Bible. Men do that too. Everybody does.
Are you done with that comment?
No.
Oh, okay.
They also fail to define biblical womanhood. Am I supposed to look through all their content to get that info? Then they plug their book. Ugh. Insert shilling and wash your damn hands here. Hey guys, how about you share the video out? It's kind of a long video, but hey, you get a full nearly 2 hours of Bro Cephas. What could be better than that?
I could think of a few things.
What?
I mean, not a lot of things, just a few things.
What were you wanting to say?
Oh, you have a super chat.
Super chat! Hold on. Oh, Drew's Book Reviews. I will review their book for free for anyone who wants to send a copy to me. Do you really want to, subject yourself to that, man? I don't know. It doesn't seem right. All right. Shit, wrong page. There we go. All right, Woke Wacko in Seattle. I'm not sure what version of the Bible they are using, or if they simply cherry-picked it. I think if you pulled out every passage in the Bible that refers to the deity's relationship with women, you would find that the Bible is generally not anywhere near as friendly to women as they think it is. I would hope that I provided some sense of that tonight. I'm glad that we're on the same pathway there, Wacko. I also think that someone should set up a cage match between Girl Defined and the Transformed Wife. I don't think that any of them would come out alive. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, they'd be basically taking cues from their husbands, right? I mean, they're both married now. So I'm sure that they would be shadow boxing the men regardless. Anyways, Wash your hands, wear a damn mask, click the like and subscribe button, and also click the join button so that you can be part of the Skeptic Mafia. Yada yada, you know the rest, etc., etc. Hey, do you know that we have a podcast we put out every Tuesday? Well, KC and GE do. It's pretty awesome. We cover not biblical stuff, but politics and shit like that. Fanta Blue. My head hurts from listening to those two. I couldn't even stand watching them. Just listening was bad enough. Cherry picking at its finest, combined with the lack of understanding and maybe a helping of willful ignorance. Daniel M. Instructions unclear. A gallon of wine is gone. I think Daniel talked about a drinking game for these two. Michael W. Roble. These women need a weekend under the influence in Key West during Fantasy Fest. Then let's talk about womanhood of biblical proportions. I'm really not exactly sure what that fucking means. What's Fantasy Fest? Jonathan Nickel. I figured this would be either girl-defined video or biblical gender roles. Do they have a YouTube channel? Kind of seems like they'd be taken down within a week. I don't know. Biblical Womanhood does not teach you to throw your brain away, thus spoke Blonde and Blonder. What these two are saying is be a woman, follow the Bible, and be sure to suck that Jesus dick. You got to do that part. You don't do that part, you don't get into heaven. They did not speak in any way about how the Bible actually treats women, that it sees women as subordinate to man, unable to speak or give instruction to a man. Funny how they ignore that. Designed primarily to function as a baby factory, to be one of his wives or concubines. This idea about one man, one woman is not the only way the Bible defines marriage. Oh, no, no, no. If your woman defies you and will not shake her ass or her tits for your guests, your homeboys, then you can throw her ass out and just parade yourself in a whole bunch of virgins to pick you out from. Apparently, that's one particular biblical womanhood in the Bible. What is truly depressing is hearing two women talk about and encourage biblical standards of womanhood. To teach women that they are inferior to men and that they don't even have a voice is surely the worst form of mental abuse imaginable. It takes a sick and twisted ideology to degrade an entire gender to an extent that they don't even view their perceived roles as misogyny. The biggest misconception about biblical womanhood is to think that it does not amount to gender slavery. I wholly agree. I think that everything that they presented, the misconceptions in this, well, most of the misconceptions, I think they themselves they have misconceptions about the misconceptions. It's misconception-ception. That was kind of fucking weird. Anyways, Jonathan Nickel, thank you so much for your comment. Dave Lee. I don't have enough hands to properly facepalm towards the damage that these two idiots do to young women. Not only do we hate ourselves for Jesus. Buy our book and you can learn to hate yourself for Jesus too. Kristen, paraphrased, biblical womanhood is not boring. It's not. Kristen is going to finish the laundry now. Later, she'll be knitting on the porch. Bethany, shitty ass makeup. We're going to wear some makeup shit really wrong. Terrence Clark, either this video is wrong or every video they've made before this on the subject has been wrong. As far as I can tell, there's no way to finesse this into agreement with their prior positions on the role of women. Gary White. Oh Lord, not these two. Can we not? And just send these two in a Mars rocket to the moon and make sure it doesn't have any fuel to come back? We'll get our snacks for tonight and watch the dumpster fire that is girl defined. I hope for your sake, John, that you don't get a headache from banging your head on the wall. No, I mean, I didn't bang my head on the wall, but it definitely was really difficult. Drew's Book Reviews. The problem with this is that everyone has a different interpretation of the Bible. Sure, there are examples in the Bible of strong, bold women. No argument from me on that, but this only focuses on a very small part of the Bible. And you know what? I have to agree here, because the women that they listed, I would not list as good biblical role models whatsoever. I think that there are some pretty good biblical role models of women, like not biblical role models, but like I think that there are some good role models in the Bible, but they didn't list any of them. Like one thing that I thought was really kind of interesting in the Old Testament was there's actually one judge in the book of Judges that is a woman. But they kind of weaken her a bit because she has to have a man in order to actually validate her position as a judge by God. So, I mean, there's still problems with it, but I think that particular character would have been the better character to bring up about biblical womanhood if you're wanting to portray it in a very non-negative light. Like, see, even God chooses women to do great things. And you know, they didn't decide to go with that. I mean, even Mary has her issues. I mean, she wasn't given the option to carry God's son. Anyways, using two examples that they brought up, starting with Mary, she was a teenage girl impregnated by God without her consent. This is a crime these days and considered an extreme act of violence and abuse. But God here gets a pass, and Mary submitted herself to the will of this man we call God. Doesn't really fit the description of biblical womanhood they describe. I agree. Eve was the first to eat the fruit. She fell to temptation and brought down the fallen man with her. Again, does not seem to fit the description that they are providing of a strong, godly woman. If Eve was so godly, why was she the first to go against God's command and as a result cause man to sin and fall along with her? God punished her for this, increasing her pain in childbirth. Thanks, God. Genesis 3:16-17. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Notice how 1, Eve and all women's punishment is to be ruled over by man because she ate the tree's fruit first. And 2, Adam is not punished for breaking God's law and rules, but rather because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, so Adam is punished for listening to his wife and following her lead, not because he disobeyed God. So in this context, it is listening to his wife, a woman, that seems to be more serious transgression here, not whether or not he disobeyed. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Good point there, Drew. I appreciate your comment. Now we got Chrismer and Dave. Should have known it would be these two idiots. Girl Defined is the worst. I couldn't listen to more than a minute of them without a filter of someone debunking them, so I thought I'd look forward to the video tonight. Oh, and I saw that there were 420 dislikes on that video, so I couldn't help but to bring myself to do that. Lol, anyway, have a cute ASCII to filter out their toxicity. Aw, thanks. Hello Kitty just makes everything better, doesn't she? Anyway, DC is superior to Marvel. Insert shilling here. Hey, I don't know if you guys know it, but it's pretty awesome being part of the Skeptic Mafia. You get a private Discord channel, and you get access to member-only posts on the community page.
What?
Nothing. I'm going to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Trickster! I guess we should start with the fact that Girl Defined Ministries goes against the Bible. A woman shall not preach. Yes. Their first point forgets to state that the woman is always second to the man. The point that the Bible made women and man to be equal is just a ludicrous statement. Excuse me. Take the story of Adam and Eve. The woman was made second in the creative process and was only made to be a helper to the man. Let's not forget that the Bible clearly states God, man, woman, and children in that order. Yep. The woman in a biblical-based relationship is considered equal as long as she doesn't want to be doesn't want to more than be a cook, maid, and baby factory for the man. Let's not even mention whether or not a woman has the right to not want to have sex with her man. All we know, as we all know, that in a biblical relationship there is no such thing as marital rape. Which in the Bible, yes. In reality, no. There's definitely that kind of thing. The woman has the right to be free as long as she is willing to let someone else tell her what she should be and think. Like, subscribe, and share this, especially to someone who may be thinking of entering a relationship like this one girl defined wants women to be in. Hey, want to be part of something really cool? Join Skeptic Mafia for a few dollars a month. You get to see the Friday's video early and make a comment that GE will read live on air. You will also get a cool badge by your name that lets people in the live comments know that you're part of a special little group. You get a podcast every Tuesday and monthly hangouts where you can just BS with GE and have a blast. What are you waiting for? Join us today. As always, stand up and use your voice and wash your danged hands. Bye, all. Thank you, Trickster. Appreciate you. Urban Imposter. Is bimbo a correct way to describe these two? The amount of crap they spew is so mind error. Thank you, Urban. Cadence. I should have known it would be these two. I didn't realize I instinctively tuned their voices out and stopped listening about halfway through the video, so you'll just have to deal with my wisecracks during the stream instead. Thank you, Cadence. Daniel M. Okay, fun drinking game. Drink every time they say Biblical Womanhood. PSA, don't do that. You will die. Really? Really, it doesn't seem to me that biblical womanhood and power would go together, but somehow they do it. From what I have seen from the Bible, yes, biblical womanhood would make you a doormat. Honestly, all I heard was blah, 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 biblical womanhood. Is biblical womanhood really that fun to say? Biblical womanhood. Nope. And then finally we got Uhan Roderick. So, biblical womanhood is just being a Christian? I really don't get what it is. They just kept saying things it's not. Also, methinks they've not read through the whole Bible. Being a woman in the Bible is pretty shitty, unless being a second-class citizen plaything for men is your thing. I don't think so. Smash it, join it, wash your damn hands, wear your damn mask. We even got masks if you want to go to our store, which is probably listed down below. This is...
Are you okay?
Yeah, it got caught in my mouth. Hey, this is a really good mask. It'll definitely help contain the spread. So, if you want your own really nice mask just to have as part of 2020, definitely go down there and get it. Because, here in 2 years, we probably won't be needing masks. In 2 years.
I hope not.
Yeah, I know. Sorry for the short comment. No, trust me, Johan, I appreciate this short comment. All right, that's it for comments. We're going to head back to the main screen now, all fancy and shit. All right. So, that was a good show for tonight. My arms are fucking hurting. Anyways, normally I stick around for a little bit to answer some questions, but I really don't have too much time tonight because I am fucking tired.
Sirnian asked what you're drinking.
Oh, Sirnian, I think you probably asked that earlier in the stream too. I'm so sorry, man. Tonight I have ginger ale, a specific one, Ale 8, that's available in Tennessee and Ohio and shit. I don't know. It's called Ale 8, but it's a ginger ale.
It's a citrus ginger ale.
Citrusy ginger ale, and mixed with Jack Daniel's apple. So it's pretty good. I don't know. I would say that it's probably second to the Sprite version, but still.
Jane said, She said she commented.
Well, Jane, if you meant like in the stream here, you're gonna have to.
I don't know. I asked her where it was.
Yeah,
I don't know an answer.
if it's ever in the comments, like on the video that we're doing.
In the Skeptic Mafia.
Let's see. I
don't know what in Skeptic Mafia means.
Do you mean? She might mean in the Discord.
Jane, do you mean in the Discord? It has to go. So your comment has to go on the community tab for the post for this video, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the earliest one I have is Sean J.
Did anything get held up?
I checked earlier, but I'll double check right now.
Okay.
Of course, seeing through Jesus' dick is not helping me. Let's see.
Those glasses are pretty messed up. Is it not in? Did it not get held up?
Let's see. I do not see it being held up anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, Jane. I'm really sorry. I don't see it anywhere. Oh yeah, I'm getting into shit that's like 2 weeks old.
Okay. We'll just move on.
Yeah. Jane, yeah, okay. But anyways, Gary White says, "Hey Jane."
That was the same.
Okay. Well, I was reading Gary's one.
Oh, Pine Snake asked if there's a way that international callers can call into your calling shows.
Yeah, I can see about getting an international number because the one that I have now is just local. So I don't know. I have to see if I can set that up. I realized that I kind of pigeonholed myself, as it were, into just taking U.S. calls. Just that seemed to be cheaper at the time. Do you have a toll-free number for your call-in show? I'm going to look into that. The toll-free number would be an international one. It probably won't be as nice as 634 myth, but I'll figure something out. Do those qualify as God glasses? Yes, these are definitely God glasses. Mabbity Babbity says, "Thanks for all you do. I appreciate you."
I really like that name.
Mabbity Babbity.
Mabbity Babbity. It makes me think of the fairy godmother from Cinderella.
Yeah.
Nabibbity Bobbity.
Thank you, Mabbity Babbity. I appreciate you watching the stream tonight. I know it was 100% Brocephus, which I kind of ran out of steam out of it a bit.
I was wondering how you were going to do that the whole time.
Yeah, I can't hold up the whole misogynistic Christian Southerner thing for too long. I mean, it's good for short bursts, but it's never like this. I don't know. I really don't think that this entire video is going to be all that entertaining post. Oh, Jane must have replied in the wrong place. Maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't see it on the community tab, so I'm not exactly sure there, Jane. But if I can find it, I'll answer you privately, I guess. Oh man, 9:15. We've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes.
Uhan.
Huh?
Uhan.
Oh, Uhan said a super chat. GE needs to be at 50K. Smash that freaking button.
Oh, I didn't even see that super chat.
Oh.
I was talking about the comment that was above Nacha Witness. He tagged you.
Oh, yeah. Here you're getting close to 50K. Maybe people need to smash that subscribe. Definitely they need to smash the subscribe.
And Nacha's here.
I know. I saw Nacha. Hey, John and Casey. Sends upside down hugs. I miss y'all. Damn, living in weird time zone, and I don't get to catch you as often enough. Well, Yeah, I know.
Time zones.
Fucking time zones. I need a reason to believe from the Jimmy Snow show. Oh, you came from Jimmy Snow? Jimmy's an awesome guy.
Love Jimmy.
Yeah, I loved it. That last weekend, he messaged me randomly on like Saturday. And I was like, "Hey, you do anything Sunday night?" I'm like, "Nothing that can't be canceled for you." And he offered me a co-host spot with Matt Dillahunty, and I'm like, I don't care what I've got going on. I am doing that.
Unfortunately, we had to end the evening with that asshat.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Dave Lee. Yeah, I agree. It's good for just a quick visit and then bye, bro. Daniel M. came from a KJV only church. Interesting. Yeah.
That's a lot. KJV only.
Yeah, Hanzo, Mr. Atheist became Jimmy Snow.
Well, he's
the
always
channel.
been Jimmy Snow.
Well,
he
yeah.
just changed the name of the channel.
Yeah, I was strictly talking about the channel.
Yeah.
It is in the What Shall We Watch Tomorrow? Oh.
Yes, Sierne and the Dillahunty co-host, that was this past Sunday on the line.
Yeah.
Hellbound Hillbilly said that was a sweet episode.
It was pretty awesome. I liked it. So I found Jane, her comment. She apparently put it on the What Are We Gonna Watch? She says, as a woman of faith, I take spiritual womanhood very seriously in a healthy, non-toxic way. However, I have watched many Girl to Find through Jimmy, and I have to say they are the worst Christian women on YouTube. If I was a young Christian woman in 2020, I definitely would not take their advice in any way. I love how they try to boast about biblical womanhood does not teach a woman in the Bible to be a doormat, when in fact inside the context of ancient marriage, it does teach that. The main reason I say ancient marriage, because we were dealing with a different time period and very different culture than the Western world now, and how the Western world sees women. Women in those days were seen as second-class citizens. The unmarried women of that time often lived with their families and helped their mothers take care of the family and house. To arranged marriage was till an arranged marriage was set up so they could be married off, or they would remained unmarried. They did the duties to serve the Lord. I agree. A lot of people might take it as me saying that, well, the Christians were particularly horrible, or the Jews were particularly horrible because they did these things. I think that they are representative of the culture that they were in, like in a more global sense, because women were in a very bad light, were treated very poorly, only until relatively recently. And so I can't stand the idea that Christians think that their Bible is like special and different from the culture that it existed in. And that's what I normally rail against. So anyways, I'm starting to lose my voice, guys, so I'm going to go. I've got this new game, Road Company, that I'm trying out, so I think might play that while I watch some Hell's Kitchen, call some people some donkeys and some stupid sandwiches. So I'll see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central, for a call-in show. I'll try to get an international thing set up for you there. Pine Snake and anybody else international that wants to call in. I'll see how that goes. But until then, I'll see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice, all that kind of good shit. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, heathens.
Bye, y'all.